Yo, big ups. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just gonna bring the music down a wee bit. Tell me if that's a good level, or you know, we can always adjust. But I thought I'd keep some tunes on in the background for today's stream. And we're gonna be working on the game. On the game, baby. So let me show you what we've got so far. I've got everything functional, basically. Like the thing is working. Yeah, there we go. OBS has found it. So like, yeah, it's working. Shout outs Tails, welcome. We got the 3 enemies that I showed off in the last devlog. They're working. So this guy on the left here throws shuriken at us when you get close enough. I've also now got the blunderbuss working, so we can shoot them. I just shot him. Haha. And this guy punches, and we lose health. He just punches you whenever he gets near, so we can chop him up. We can drink a beer, like a grog, to get some health back. And then we've got Cartwheeling Man. And so these blocks that I have here are a pretty good... And then, yeah, when you die, the level restarts and you lose a life up here. So, like, yeah, that's all. The main gameplay loop is working, and it's just about designing the levels now. So, here's Godot, and... Whoops, I didn't mean to just grab that and move it. So we've kind of like laid out this sort of situation here. We've got the parallax layers for the background. We've got this main tile map here that's just these blocks. And this is the kind of like below deck kind of environment. So if we just play again, actually. I'm on screen capture, so it'll be a bit choppy, but just to show you, if we come down here, you can see the way the parallax scrolling is working. That sort of middle layer is repeating, and then we've got a background layer. So we've got the foreground that we actually stand on, the middle layer, like where this flag and these boxes and this grey kind of stuff is, and then the background layer is the planks right at the back. And all those 3 layers are all scrolling at different speeds. So, I can just about make that jump. If we use the blunderbuss, we can jump higher as well. You can use the blunderbuss like a double jump, which I think is pretty cool. So you can see the combat's kind of satisfying with the combination of the gun and the sword. Works quite well, I think. So the question is then now, what's the plan? Because we could just make a load of below deck levels. But I want to do something a little bit more interesting than that. So, what are we going to do? Well, we've got a plan here. So the story is going to be that the first world will be the town that you kind of like setting sail from. Then you set sail, and there'll be like the second world will be like above deck, so you're on the top of the ship. The ship will be sailing along, you'll be jumping up onto the like rafters and the, you know, the, what do you call it, sails and things. Now, then the third world will be below deck, which we've got here. I should say world 3, which we've got the kind of rough design of. And then the final world will be an island where you're going to try and dig up this treasure. And the whole time, these ninjas are going to be trying to stop you. So that's the plot. So every one of these worlds will have 3 levels in it. So the game will have a total of 12 levels. Yeah. So we're going to do like Mario style, right? So town will be like 1, 1, 1, 2, and 1, 3. And above deck will be like 2, 1, 2, 2, and 2, 3. You get the picture. Yeah. 3, 1, 3, 2, and 3, 3. And 4, 1, 4, 2, and 4, 3. So each of these, like all 3 levels can use the same assets, right? So it comes down to what are those assets. So for below deck, as an example, yeah, we've got 1 block that we use as platforms, and then we've got the 2 layers of background. So below deck's background is planks. We've actually got that already. Tick. Below deck has for its middle background boxes and ladders, etc. And we've made that. Tick. And then the tile maps that we actually stand on, I've decided I want 2 of them for each, because I think just that block on its own maybe isn't very good. So we want to make a plank that sits on the foreground that's a platform. So yeah, we can't quite tick that box yet because we've got the blocks, but we don't have the planks yet. And then you can see I've mapped it out for all the rest. For the town, above deck, and the island, that background layer is just going to be the sky. So we can use the same for all 3 there, which is nice. So that's probably going to be the first thing we'll make today. Then we've got the middle layers here. I don't know if the music's too loud. We'll turn it down a little bit more. So these middle layers are where the real storytelling happens. So for the town, it's going to be houses and taverns and stuff. Above deck, the ship's sails will be the middle layer. Would be the idea. I mean, getting the ship's sails going with parallax might be tricky. I don't know. Yeah, I might have to rethink that. Maybe it would be better to have islands on the horizon or something. Anyway, and then for the island there'll be a layer of palm trees, right? And then the town tile maps will be bricks and cobblestone. Above deck, planks and beams. Below deck, blocks, and we'll reuse planks because they're both kind of different, different parts of the same ship. And then the island will be sand blocks and rock blocks. So let's see how much of this we can do. I've only got about an hour that I can stream for today. But yeah, that's the plan. So that's it. Welcome. How you doing? Big up yourself. So yeah, that's the plan. So I guess we'll start by trying to make the sky. So let's do that now. And what better software than Sprite to use for this? So I should be able to find the old files here, right? Sprite. No. Sprite November game. You're finished with school for today, did homework, packed your backpack, fed the animals, cleaned floors, did laundry 2 times, and your back hurts. Wow, you've been busy. You have been busy. Well, you've earned a little chill out time now. Why have my tunes stopped? That's weird. No, a different tune? We just had that one. Okay, sweet. So we definitely want to open test platform because this is where we're going to build all our platforms. Well, I'm just going to do them all in one project. I think it's easier. So we'll just call this block. I think that's what I called it. Block, yeah, fine. So that's the block. Then we're going to open the middle background layer, which you can see we're looping, I think. Tiled mode. Yes, if we untile it, you can see there. But yeah, let's tile it in the x-axis so we can see how it tiles. I think that's a good idea. So we'll make so we can call this below deck MBG. Is that what I was calling it? Middle background or something? Mid BG, yeah. So that's the below deck middle background, cool. And then last but not least, the planks background, which again you can see is being looped here quite nicely. And we also got a grid on. Interesting. So this is called planks background. So yeah, now we can just keep going. Congrats on hitting 2K. Thank you. That was last year, actually. It's a little while ago. That was when we got raided by Jakerton. We got 800 new subscribers in 20 minutes. It was a big moment for the channel. And I've got me a large bottle of cloudy lemonade to fuel the pixel art here today. pouring an extra tall glass. Right. So I'm going to start with the sky, because if I do the sky, then I'll get to tick off 3 boxes at once, which would be sweet. So it's hard to tell. It's those 4 in the middle. I guess it doesn't matter. We just start painting things on. So what we do is we're gonna make that invisible, create a new layer and call it sky. And yeah, and then pick a color and go for it. It'd be good if we had some of the other elements that we could look at while we're doing this. But because it's going to be tiled in all directions, we can't have a gradient. So I think we just do that, and then we just start throwing some clouds on. Right, that's actually quite a nice cloud. It's going to be very obviously looping, but I don't really care. Like, the point here is really a proof of concept, this platformer. Like, I think the art just needs to basically set a scene is all I need it to do. You kind of don't, the thing is, we don't want to make it really obvious where the split is. So you sort of maybe want another one like this. One in there maybe. It's a lot of clouds. Might be too many clouds. But also, like I say, I am just going to try and just bosh this out quickly. I actually quite like that. And if we were to we'll just make this guy just a little bit bigger, and that guy a little bit more like cloud shaped. Maybe another little one there. Yep, that's it. We're going to go with that. Here's it done, baby. Okay, so one thing we could do, though, actually, whoops, which probably would be nice, is just to add just a little bit of, like, shadows onto some of these in some parts. Just to give that sense of, like, oh, 3D, I see. Yeah. Perfect. We'll just say that's good to go. Kind of get like, I like actually the way that there's this sort of diagonal line going across. I know it's very obviously a looping texture and it's going to look pretty cheap, but there's a nice motion hit there with all of the clouds kind of going up this diagonal that you feel like, yeah, the wind is somehow moving them. I think it wasn't intentional, but it does feel that works quite well. So yeah, very good. Save and export. Now these can just go, yeah, straight in here. So planks BG, we're going to call this one Sky BG. Done. So that should be us finished with all backgrounds, and now we can get this guy up and we can tick these. We've got some sky, we've got some sky, and we've got some sky. I mean, maybe, you know, you could say, oh, maybe it'd be nice if the town was like at dusk or sunrise, and then, you know, you could have different skies from them all. But I've set myself the goal of having this game finished within a week, because there's a game jam I want to enter after that for my next game of this year. We're going to try and do one a month, right? And this is my January one that's already 9 days late. So I'm going to try and finish this by the end of next week, join a game jam that finishes at the end of Feb, and then by the end of Feb I'll have done 2 games, and I'll be back on track. Right. So that's cool. That's that bit done. So what do we want to do next? These are the ones that are going to take the longest. So why don't we get these quick ones done here? So I want to make a plank block. So let's add a new layer and call it plank. And then make that go invisible. And then, yeah, let's draw our plank here. So might be nice to see what colors we use. We did use that darkest one. Okay. Yeah, so I think for consistency in the level, it'd be nice if the planks also kind of followed the same sort of thing. So I might do. That's the light one. Okay, so we literally used the darkest 3 times. Okay, that's easy to manage then. So what I'll do is I think we'll fill that in like that, and then maybe go down to 1 pixel with the lighter one and just kind of highlight the edges here. It's kind of the wrong way around, so let's make the whole middle bit light and do these like that. And that would be cool then, because actually, yeah, because the block, which we can't see there, the block, the bulk of it's the darker shade, and then the plank's the bulk of it's the lighter shade, so it will create 2 slightly different looking platforms. I guess we could put a few lines like that in them. They will have this completely open edge whenever they're used as the edge, but that's fine. I wonder, is this going to cause issues with the fact that we've said we want a beam on the above deck tile? But anyway, no, that's fine. So we can put an X in there. We've done that. And so I will just save this and export. Yes, we called the block was called test platform. That's fine. So we'll call this one plank platform. And export that. Great. And then next layer. So I guess we want to make the beams that are going to be used on the top of the ship, right? Because then that would finish above deck as well, because we've already got planks done. So the beams, I guess. I wonder what the best thing to do about the beams is. Like, we could make it a... Because the planks are really designed to be used horizontally. So maybe the beams could be something that's designed to be used vertically. Yeah, let's try that. And we'll make it like a different kind of color, like a lighter wood. Because what we could do is we could actually make a very obviously circular type vibe to this one. Where we like just gradient it, fully grade. Oh yeah, I want the line tool. It's going to be much easier. So we still use those dark tones the other one to use, but then we get into this much lighter vibe, which will make sense because the ship will be outdoors, so you'll kind of want to feel like it's catching some. Yeah, cool. Let's just do that. I mean, is it weird if we then start making the middle even lighter? I think it's just going to look. Actually, that does make it look a lot more circular. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. It's got a nice shiny sort of finish to it. Cool. Beam. Done. Save. Export. Beam platform. So yeah, so the design for the the design for the above deck bit, we actually, the two different platform options serve very different functions, which is kind of fun. Okay, so the bricks and the cobblestone for the town, I might leave till last. I think the sand and the rocks are going to be easier to work out. And so the first thing is, what blue was this exactly? I think it was that one. It was. So if we come over to this file here, we could do that, and we can make a new layer and call it sand. And I'm just going to dump the blue in the background there. Let's also make a new layer straight away called rocks. And we'll do the same thing, we'll dump the blue in. And it just gives us then a feel for the palette that we're using when we put the yellow for the sand or whatever it is against it. Oh yeah, I remember this tune just has loads of silence at the end of it. Skip that one. Adam Sampler week. I forgot about that. So I guess like proper golden sand. Yeah, that looks like a nice contrast. So, I mean, this is a little bit ridiculous, but yeah, no, we'll just put a lighter shade at the top and have a few speckles, maybe. That looks good. I mean, it's basic, obviously, but all of my work is at the moment. We're learning. I think that's cool. Definitely looks like sand, and we could probably get away with having it be like stepped up and down a little bit. But maybe it's just the island level will be quite flat, and like more of like a left to right kind of a vibe. I imagine the ship, the above deck is going to be quite vertical. Below deck's quite horizontal. But no, below deck's kind of a bit of both. And the town can be a bit of both. Above deck can be quite vertical. And the island can be very horizontal. Boogly, welcome. How you doing? Shout outs. Let's just call the sand good. Sand platform. Boom. Right, next, rocks. So we've got this blue, and we're going to want to use grey on top of it for the rocks. And we used, what did we use? Mostly this yellow for the sand. So I have that yellow, and then these rocks on top. Yeah, I think those two shades are alright. What about the darker one? They're quite blue, but that's okay. Yeah, I think we'll use these three shades and the very light one. Yeah. Okay, so maybe we'll actually use the lighter three like that. Actually, I quite like the contrast the darker colour had in it. Yeah, okay, we'll use all four of those shades to make our rock then. It is a bit Minecraft style. I know what you're saying. It's good. We're gonna be full on blocks, but it's a platformer, so that keeps it different enough, right? The question is, do we want the rocks to look a bit like boulders and have some space around them? Not really, because we actually... Well, I suppose, yeah, they could be like... They could look like that, but then we still give them a collision box that's flat, so you can run across the top easy. Okay. So let's rub everything out. Which looks like we're adding grey, but it's just because the background colour is grey. Okay, and then... Just get the... I kind of want the top to not be too weird. in terms of its shape. But maybe do something like that for the top. Okay, and then we just start to add in these gradients here. Looks alright, you know. That looks a bit square, that bit. Let's try and fix that. Oops. I think if that's kind of got that weird hook on it, it should be darker like that. That makes more sense. And maybe the darkest one here, that could be a little bit more smooth there at the bottom. Also there, maybe. Although no, it looks weird. Maybe it was better before. Okay, I actually prefer it like that. We'll just keep it like that. Let's call that good. So save and export. And call it rock platform. And if we come in here, we've done the island blocks. And it's now onto bricks and cobblestone for the town. So that's cool. Can be easy enough. And I guess our cobble, we can use the same shades potentially. So let's create a new layer. Get rid of that guy. Call it cobble. It's a new layer and call it brick. Let's do the cobble first. So what's that? 3 and a 3, a 4 and a 2. So that's a little bit regular, going 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3. Okay, let's do it like that. So that'll be our top layer of the cobble. You kind of want this one to be able to be tileable. So actually maybe we shouldn't have the top like that. You know what we should do with this one? We should probably tile it in both axes for a second. Start again. And just start drawing circles. The idea is that it's cobblestone, right? So all these stones are all like jogged together in a funny way. Yep, happy with that. It looks like chaos, but it's fine. I'm happy with it. Yeah, good. Let's do that. And let's like highlight some bits. I'm gonna actually use this now. Get some highlights into all these rocks. Keep some of them subtle, but some of them like a lot less subtle. I think they all pretty much have some kind of highlight on them now. Actually does look quite good. I mean, it doesn't look good. It looks passable. It looks okay. Do we even want some really light bits? No, I think it's too much. So we'll leave the very light shades out on this. And just go that. It's cobble, baby. Save. Export. Cobble. Right, and our bricks. And I guess we want this to work with the cobble, right? So we need a color that's gonna suit it. So what kind of color would you normally have for like the cement? For the cement, probably that kind of thing. Yeah, let's try this. So if we made the bricks 3 wide, that would work, because then, yeah. So like that. Go. Have them very rigid and fixed. Looks good to me. And we just got to pick the brick color. So if they were this like very deep red, it's a bit of a no. The orange might be nicer. Yeah, I can see the grey and the orange working well together. God, it's not very nice though. I guess also, do we want the bricks to be ever so slightly like different colors from each other? Those are all touching each other. Bennett, 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 Bennett. Boo. Boo. Let's tile this a second. Okay, that doesn't work, that one. Oh, also, we're like missing we're missing something. Ah! Those 2 bricks touch every single other one already. Shade the mortar. Yeah, no, for sure. We're gonna have to definitely turn our attention to the color we're using on that one. Just wondering if like a lighter brick in there. That's just a diagonal line of lighter bricks now. I actually think it's better just a bit darker and subtler. Unbreakfire, welcome, welcome. Thanks for dropping in anyway, enjoy school. Okay. So the mortar, yeah, could definitely do with being... I mean, that already makes it a lot better. I wonder with the darker one if the red works. Do we prefer that? I think we prefer that. Actually, I quite like that. And then if we just add some variation, so we add some darker bits. Okay, I'm actually really happy with that. It come out looking quite nice, I think. Shade the mortar based on lighting. Yeah, so we could shade behind each brick and things like that. It's hard though because every spot in the mortar is both like to the left and to the right of a brick. So to shade it on lighting, we'd need the mortar to be, you know, like two blocks thick. So you could have the top and the bottom. One thing we could do is we could go in and like shade the bricks themselves like this. You know, like on their edges like that. But I think we've actually achieved quite a nice look here. If you look at it in the preview window there, I actually just quite like it. But what I want to do is grab this and just put a little bit into this one row we've put none in. Doesn't need to be a lot, but just so it's some. Yeah, man. The shade base in the brick if it's in or out. Yeah, I see. I mean, yeah, so the lighter bricks you could say are forwards, so they're the ones that would cast a bigger shadow, potentially. But anyway, look, I'm moving a mile a minute here, and we're just gonna call that good. Ideally, we get all this art done before I have to leave to collect my kid in about half an hour's time. So, brick platform, export. And then tiled, untile it. Oops. And yeah, I mean, that's that done. We've done all the background stuff. If we look at it over here. So yeah, we can now say yes, we've done bricks and cobble. So we've got to do the houses and taverns background, the ship's sails background, and the palm trees background. Oh god. So the palm tree's probably the easiest one to do, the island, but these are actually probably going to be bigger projects. I mean, you can see also this is like really not very good. What I've made here for the below deck bit is like a total blag. But that's fine. I don't think the preview is actually useful. When we're working like this at this scale. So let's create a new layer, get rid of the old one, and we'll call this town middle background. Above deck, middle background, and last but not least, island, which is where we're going to start, I think. Oh yeah, so we want to be able to look at our other things. So like we know that that's the color of the sky for this layer. And we also know that we're going to have this sand, which is there, that one, okay? So what I would say is that we probably want to use like a slightly darker shade of the same color for our kind of rolling hills. We look at the below deck here, get a sense of how tall things could be. So then definitely want to make this bigger. Yeah, it's like simple as that, right? To kick things off. Wonder if we want to be a bit taller. If we think about and look at the gameplay actually. So we're standing down here like this. You can kind of get a sense of how tall things are going to be. It's going to be very, very tall palm trees. So, coming back to Ace Bright. Yeah, those are going to be very, very tall rolling hills. So, probably too tall. So, like there, maybe. That looks nice. And then, yeah, we need some palm trees above. Looks so bad. It's amazing. Whoa, some crazy features here. Put the character in, yeah, it's a good idea. If we were doing this properly, I would definitely do that. They look terrible. I guess a straight line might actually be better. Not that thin of a straight line. I mean, we actually know the scale of the character. The character is 16 by 16, right? I believe so. So the character is the size of one of these blocks in the background. So they're going to be very big palm trees. Probably too big. So let's try something new there. Palm trees are usually not that big, yeah, to say the least. So like, probably more like that sort of size. That'll do. And then let's try and give them a bit of shading and a bit of like life to them. Round them off a bit. I'll do. Actually, I like the way that comes out. I think I'm going to replicate that on the others. Just creates the irregularity that we need. Palm trees should be curved. True. Well, we've kind of added some of that irregularity to them now, which is good. And maybe if we get the rubber out, we can do a bit more of that. Just, you know, just shaving off little bits here, just so that it really doesn't look like. Okay, let me do that one again. Yeah, that's good. Okay, fine. This will work. This is going to be the leaves is going to be the bit that just makes me look so obviously dumb. But I'm also just trying to do it quickly, to be fair. I know I could spend ages on this and do something actually probably quite decent, because I've always enjoyed my art. I'm just trying to blag it for now, because I just want it done. I need this game done. That does look terrible though. Let's just keep building out the thickness of the leaves. With some shading that'll look alright, I think. Highlights in the same sides of the leaves where the sun is hitting the things as well. Like that, and probably not much light hitting that one. It's actually alright. It actually looks quite good. Done okay with our shading there. So using that one and the 1-2 to the side of it, okay. Longer. Looks so bait, but I love it. Let's get some 1 pixel details in there as well. A few more one pixel details over here maybe. So what's the story of the game? Literally just you're a pirate and there's ninjas that you have to fight and you're trying to get to the buried treasure. That's it. It's a very simple like platformer is what we've set out to build here. So yeah, it's nothing spectacular at all. But it's more, the focus was more on the mechanics and the programming, which is what I've been working on so far. Do you know what I mean? There's really nothing else. I don't really want to prioritize the art because, well, firstly I want to get this game out sooner rather than later. But also, yeah, maybe we should add some 1 pixel sharpness to some of the other leaves. Some of these look quite round. Sweet. I get it. Yeah, it's we all know the story. This was the song we made to try and be in the style of Daft Punk when they announced they'd broken up. We did Daft Punk Week. So this is my take on doing a Daft Punk tune. It's not too bad. Sounds like a decent attempt. They look the trunk still looks so bad. The trunks actually look way worse than the thing. I think we need to make the trunks a bit thinner. I don't mind that one. Then last thing is to get the sand tones. Just kind of round off the bottom, the bases a bit. And then maybe even a darker one. Alright, fuck it, it's done. I'm calling it good. Instead of being called Ship Mid BG, we'll call it Island Mid BG. If I can spell. It should gradually get thinner. Yeah, that's what I was trying to kind of go for in a rushed manner. We got that, we got that. Now above deck. This one's tricky because I can't really imagine what it will be. You know, we don't actually want it to be too far away. Add some shell details. That's a nice idea. Yeah, I think like there's going to be games in the future where the focus, like for this year, because we're making a game a month, we're definitely going to make a game where the focus is on how it looks. I guess, you know what, the middle layer when we're on the ship should be the ocean. This is super simple actually, but this is obviously true. So if that's our... Yeah, then the water could be that colour. That's actually a really nice base colour for the water, that one. Yeah, cool. So... above deck. I should just colour this in. Cool, that's it. Done. It's done. Oh no, I don't want a sprite sheet. I just want to export standard. And we'll call this above deck. And now it's just a town, which we're going to use this sky, and we're going to be using the cobblestone and the bricks as our platforms in the town. So this is probably the one that's going to take the longest, and I've got about 20 minutes to do it, so that should be fine. So I guess we'll start by just getting the composition of some buildings. Something like that. That looks fine to me. I'm going to try and keep all the buildings brown just because we know that our foreground is going to be the red bricks and the grey stone. Can maybe do like a very dark grey building. Maybe not quite that dark. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Let's get some little windows going here. I think the size of our character is one of these little squares. Like our character's this big. So that's quite a big window. That's fine. Let's just go for it. Looks so bad. It should be Japanese style. Interesting. Right, like the pirates coming like escaping the ninjas to the desert island. I was imagining it more like ye olde pirate style. But at the end of the day, let's face it, I'm just going to do whatever's quickest here. Oh, that's annoying because I put it across the boundary. I can't. So what we can do is, I guess we can move it along like this. Grab the other half. Grab the other half. Okay, it wants me to grab the other half, I guess, from over here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, now I've got the full thing, I can just pick up and... Where's it pasting it? How weird. Yeah. Middle one slightly too far over to the left. Yeah, that'll do. This is the universe where ninjas are from England. Yeah, pretty much. It's the universe where I'm not prepared to throw away any art I've made, even if it's already going in the wrong direction. Again, I'm not going to be able to copy them down. Why? Paste it there. Dude, how annoying is that? Looks so bad. Also, you know what I'm going to get rid of is the black outlines here. Because I don't want it to look like it's a platform. It's obviously not a platform. Okay. Could even have put. What did I just do? Could even put a bit of a roof on this guy. Looks so bad. I guess this is the kind of thing I won't get away with. The more detail I add, the worse it will look. It's almost like if I just lean into these very abstract shapes, we're in a better position, I think. So I'm going to just grab these and then paste them into some random other half of the map for some reason. But then let's try and... keep them square. I think so. It like, it's more stylized, right? Which just feels like, okay, cool, we know what's going on here. I want to make this one bigger. Just so that it's clear that it's, you know, blocking those windows that could otherwise be there. Boop. It's more similar in size to the grey one now. So I made the grey one a lot smaller. I feel like we need some features on this brown one at the front here. Yeah, exactly. Consistency is important, right? But I literally have to finish this file in 5 minutes. I've got to leave in 5 minutes, so that's how long I've got to add more features to it. I'm kind of happy with the grey and the brown one just being as they are. But I want to add more to this guy. Should we do it like a prison, like have some bars? Again though, the split is right there, isn't it? So this is going to be annoying for me. Oh my god, how annoying. I think you can remove that from Acepite. Oh, what, the looping thing. I can just do this, look. And then we can actually see the image we're working with, which is probably easier to get my head around. Part of me wants to try another sloped roof on this guy. Like if they're just perfectly diagonal lines, then they will meet in the middle. Oh, for God's sake, I thought it was in the line tool. Here we go. Alright, we're exporting it. We're just going to call it good. In fact, you know what we could do? Just very quickly, because this what this building is reminding me of. So that's like some kind of a chimney. Okay, let's call that good. Save and export. And we'll call it town mid background. So we've done the town mid background. That was the one we just did. The ship's sails changed to the ocean horizon. And the island background, we did the palm trees. Yeah, cool. So we've done all the art. Perfect. Perfect. So that's it. Thanks for watching. We blasted through that. And I think the next time I upload any content making anything from this game, maybe the music. We might compose some music at some point over the next week. And that'll be that. And that'll be done. And I'll be doing level design. But I'll probably just do that late at night off camera when I'm just like messing about. And I guess we could send out a test build to patrons and stuff like that. But yeah, I think, like, you know, got some good stuff going here. Things happened, and I can build a load of levels, which is the fun part. And then probably once the levels are built, I might want to tweak the textures, but that'll be really easy then, because I can just come back in, edit these files, re-export them, bang. So yeah, safe. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share. Be excellent to each other, and I'll see you soon. Safe. Peace.